So if I'm this far away, can I snipe you? Oh my. Yo! Yo! Alright YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Strand, my first impressions, and trying to ask a bunch of questions on how Threadrunner behaves when you're playing against other players. So the first thing I want to focus on is Widow's Silk. You have an additional grenade charge. Your grapple creates a grapple toggle at the grapple point. So what that means is other people can use the grapple point on your fire team. What we don't know is, can enemy players use that grapple point? So first of all, I want to see how far we can grapple. I'm going to try to grapple from really far away so you can get an idea of how far you can actually grapple. And it looks like the enemy can actually use your own grapple points against you. So it might actually turn into a whole playground on the map, because Strasner is actually using mine. You can use that top one, right?
Yeah.
And these last for quite a while. Let's take a look how long they last. If we don't interact with them, I'm curious. Okay, so they last quite a while. They won't be there permanently, kind of like the same length as a stasis crystal. So next up, we saw in the trailer that players can grapple to a thunder crash. And if you're not aware, there's some crazy movement tech called well skating, shatter skating. And here we have Tig. He's going to do a shatter skating. I'm going to try to grapple to him as he flies across the map and see if this works. 3, 2, 1, go. Yo! Alright, that's sick. Can you do it again? 3, 2, 1, go. That is so cool. Am I just... Yo! That is so sick. Alright. So next up, I want to see, how does the grapple work against the enemy player? Can you stand in the middle, Stress? So how far away can I be from this grapple tagging on him? Okay, that was pretty far away. Let's try that again. Okay, so I don't actually have to be aiming at the player for the grapple to work. Let me try even further away. Okay. So that gives me kind of an idea. Yeah, so you kind of have to be aiming in the general direction. Not exactly on point, but it will grapple. Can you jump up in the air? Oh, wow. So you can actually lock onto targets even if they're in movement. Interesting. Now I want to see how this grapple behaves when I go into the melee attack. How much damage does it actually do? Okay. It breaks their shields essentially. Try that again.
Disorienting blow too.
It disorients you.
Oh yeah.
Can you do that to me? Oh wow. And that's the effect you get when somebody does that to you. So we figure that much out. Do I have a Thunder Crash tie-in here? Ghost, can you Thunder Crash just all the way across? Oh shit.
You took damage from that.
So it does still work. You know, we saw it, the Shadow Skate. If it works with Shadow Skate, it works on the Thunder Crash. It works on the wheel skating. It's going to be good. All right, so next up, let's take a look at the aspect Ensnaring Slam. Activating your air move to consume your class ability energy and dive to the ground, suspending all nearby targets on impact. Using this ability extends class ability cooldown time. All right, so basically we want to see how the suspending works in Crucible. It looks if you hit them, they are suspended. Can you do that to me, Strasner? I want to see that effect. All right, so it sends me in the air, and I believe I lose airborne effectiveness for that as well. All right, next up, I want to see how far I can be from the target to where I can actually get that to register. I can't tell the dodge is really fast. I am in Mayhem, right?
Yeah, it significantly decreases the
yeah,
dodge
that's a
cooldown.
really slow dodge.
It is a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
All right, so from this far, let's see if I can get it. Okay, so that's kind of that's a pretty far distance. It almost seems like it lasts less if I'm further away from you too.
You can try up close if you want.
Let's see how much damage it does. Can you get closer?
Yep.
If I'm directly on him, it doesn't actually do any damage. And it doesn't have that long of an effect either. It does run out pretty quickly. All right. Can I ensnare a roaming super? And it looks like you can. All right. That looks so cool, by the way.
Long time. Yeah, it does give infinite dodge too.
I want to see if I do any extra damage on a target. So stand still. Let's see. I do 18, 11, 18, 11. So you do normal damage to a player. It's not going to be something similar to when you freeze a target. They take like less damage from like certain weapons or whatever and more from others. It's not that complex. So let's see someone. Yeah, okay. I want to see if this does anything to the Well of Radiance Warhawk. I'm assuming it will suspend, but it won't, you know, cause them to lose their Well of Radiance buff. Yeah, nothing like that. The important thing about this ability is that you will make people get in the air, so they'll lose airborne effectiveness for that. But at that close of a range, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So we understand how the dive works. I think I'm not a big fan of this ability just because of how long the dodge takes to come back. Seems very PvE minded for that.
There is a fragment that extends the duration, by the way.
Okay.
We don't have it unlocked yet. I'm assuming it'll bump it up to like 2 or 3 seconds.
Sounds good. All right, next up we have the Shackle Grenade, a thrown weapon of weighted strand matter that detonates on impact, suspending targets and creating additional suspending sub-projectiles. So let's just throw this real quick, see what it looks like. Oh, it does actually bounce a little bit. How does this have any tracking? I'm curious. I'm going to throw it a little bit on your left side. Okay, I'm going to throw it straight at you. And it suspends you, but it didn't really do much damage. Let's try that again. A direct impact. Wow. But do you see that chaining? It's almost reminded me of the cold snap grenade where it goes from one target to the other. You will need the fragment that extends the duration of the suspension to make use out of it, because otherwise it might, you know, might not actually be that clutch. But this seems really fun in PvE.
Suspend could be good with one-shot weapons.
Probably, yeah, like a sniper.
snipers.
But the problem is they can still shoot back. You know what I mean? It's not like you're freezing the target and you get a free kill. It's like it's still shot at you even if you try to get me. All right, so next up we have the grenade called Threadling Grenade, a woven projectile that reweaves itself into threadlings while in fight. All right, let's go ahead and throw one just to see what it looks like. And it seems like, oh my god, look at these things. Yo! So one thing to note is that the aspect does actually work with all grenades. You get 2 charges of them, which is nuts. I want to throw one of these threadlings over here, see if they like rotate back. No, they don't. Look at them go, though. All right, Stress, I'm going to throw one directly at you.
It looks like I took damage twice. I don't know if 2 of the threadlings hit me.
Okay, so 3 of them hit you, your entire shields come off. It doesn't seem like it does that much damage, but it is a really strong grenade. Can you try to, like, dodge it, like, run away? I'm going to throw it here on the side. Okay, so they seem kind of cute, I guess I could say. They don't really seem that crazy to me. It's pretty far range. Oh yeah, I can see some utility from that, where you don't even see a target, but you want to push, and you literally are so far away. Like I could throw it right here. Let's see if they track. One of them seems like it wants to. Yeah, it kind of gives you an idea of how, I guess you could say, free those nades might be. They don't do crazy damage, but from first impressions, it seems like the grenade to just, you know, if you want to autopilot it. All right, so next up,
try shooting it.
Oh yeah, yeah, actually shoot that. Also, you can break it. All right, so we have the threaded spike melee. This one I didn't feel too impressed by in PvE. I'm curious to see how it performs in this private match. Throw a rope dart that bounces between targets, damaging and severing them. The dart will return to you once it's done, returning melee energy for each hit. All right. Can you come over here, Stress, so I don't have to hit them? All right, so if I hit you, you get a pretty good chunk of your melee back if you capture it. Even, you know, considering it's mayhem, I'm seeing like the bump. And how much melee damage does it do? Let's take a look. It almost breaks your shield. That's quite a bit. Kind of looks pretty good. Now the question is, does it have tracking? I'm curious. Does it bounce like a shuriken? Let's take a look. Does it have headshot damage? Can you stand still? It doesn't seem like it has headshot damage. So now I'm going to throw it at you, see if it has any type of tracking. It does seem to have a little bit of tracking. Can you get around the corner here and see if I can just kind of like get it to track you. So if I throw in the general direction.
Did not hit me.
Okay, maybe if I
back.
bounce it, if you treat it like a shuriken, it might actually bounce to you because it did ricochet once. And the question is, will it always ricochet back to me or will it get lost? It doesn't go as linear as you would want it to either. So ricochet might be really difficult.
I went right past my head.
Really? So it didn't even tag you from there. Okay. It does seem to have some pretty crazy tracking and it comes back to you. Does some decent damage. I mean, I could totally see some combo like that. That's really fast. Like a,
really fast.
Yeah, that's incredibly fast. There's no dodging that essentially.
It's like a throwing knife without the charge up animation.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Okay, I want to see what this tango does against you. If I hit you directly, it almost breaks your shield, does 101 damage. What about... I want to see if the Warmind explosion-like thing does anything to you. Can you stand next to it full health? I'm gonna wait. You're full health. Let's see what this does. Almost breaks your shields. Okay, so some decent damage. And Stress, when I hit you initially with the melee, did it disorientate you at all?
Not like the other ability, but it says severed. Maybe I take additional damage
Because
or something.
when I'm hitting multiple targets, it looks like you guys have a debuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the
it
cool
just says
thing is,
severed.
if I hit about 2 players gives me like half of my energy back. If I hit 4, it almost gives me my entire melee back, it looks like. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Interesting.
In the actual subclass, it says severed targets unwind into a tangle when defeated. So I think that's all that debuff does.
Right. Okay.
And it does say returning melee energy for each target hit.
All right, so we looked at the melee damage, we looked at the grapple interactions and how it works in Crucible. We saw the suspending. Now, I'm curious to see how the super behaves inside of a Crucible scenario against other players. So if I'm this far away, can I snipe you? Oh my... Okay, excuse me? Okay, so it doesn't have the craziest range. Dude, what?
I don't.
This is like the... You just snap and they delete. Alright, can you come over here? Let's take a look at the range. I want to see how far. In the air, it doesn't seem like it snipes from that far. Okay. Alright, so, pretty nice distance right there for sure. Next, I want to see the whip.
That didn't actually hit me either. It got close, so it has a bit more range than the animation.
Right. Okay. Okay, so important to note, the heavy attack doesn't seem to be super consistent with the one-shot kills. What about if I'm close? That doesn't kill? So interesting to note, if you're a Crucible player, the best bet is probably going for the light attack. Unless you spam the whip attack. I want to see if the grapple in super mode will actually kill you. No, it just combos into the super's attack.
And that was with a left click.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you can use your dodge in super mode, and one of the best things about the super is that it takes notes from the Arc Strider, and you can actually dodge in the super. And it looks like you get infinite dodge ability as well in super mode, so you can infinitely suspend targets.
Bro.
Okay, so keep that noted. What if I suspend and do the whip attack? Almost. Almost. All right. Can we see a Strand versus Strand Hunter super fight? See like how that works? Oh, I have to wait for mine. You have to waste it.
Cool down.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh shit! Did you just one-shot me?
One shot?
Wait, you just one-shot? Wait a minute. All right, come over here on the right side.
All right, I'm good.
3, 2, 1, go. Dude! Oh my god, I just sniped the guy on the right side, not even trying. He just aimbotted to him. Now I want to see a Well of Radiance Warlock. So this is me. and just 2 hits like that, you destroy him out of a super. First of all, I'm going to try to attack the bubble. See if I can pop it right away. I'm doing 70-30 damage to it.
Like
after a couple hits, it seems like it does destroy it. What about if we go inside the bubble? Oh my! He just straight up one-shot him out of his super. Yo! Just fly or whatever.
I can feel that in my bones.
Well, the ease of use is definitely there. Like, the grapple will lock on, and if you get 2 hits pretty easily, I mean, that's it. Oh, we gotta test the damage resistance on this. Can you pop super? I mean, what'd you think? It didn't seem like you were the tankiest.
Yeah, that felt kind of weak. I'm assuming that's just under Arc Strider.
Because I did 11 headshots compared to 18.
Yeah. Maybe it's just SMGs.
Go ahead and try to kill me.
TTK.
The dodge is going to be insane to help the Strand super survive. Without it...
2 to the head.
Okay. Try again to kill me. I'm just going to stand still. Feels like a glass cannon, you know? Oh, that is the Strand Hunter. All right, so let's test out the fragment that gives me an overshield, the woven mail. It looks like I have to pick up 2 ores for that. And it doesn't last for too long. It lasts for like 8 seconds. Go ahead and shoot.
70 to the head still, 35 to the body.
35 to the body compared to what originally? Oh, I got woven mail again.
So 47 down to 35.
Gotcha. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Just reminder, woven mail only works on body shots, not headshots.